In this demonstration, I want to show you how we can deploy to Service Fabric. So here we have in the code repository, which is our Git repository, the MSFT DevOps course repository, and here we have the unreliable service that we want to deploy to our Service Fabric cluster. Now here you can see, for example, the application profiles we want to use, for example, cloud. And here you can see the URL of our cluster where we're going to deploy to. Now also there is this notion of an application package. And here you see all the details on the package, what's included there, the different various services that we would like to run in Service Fabric. Now we have a build that's defined for this particular project. If we look at that, we can see that we already did some runs on this, but let's have a look at edit here and see what's in there. It's nothing more than just a default Visual Studio solution that we built, but we added a task, update Service Fabric app version, and that will upgrade the application version to the version of my build. So that will upgrade the number all the time, so we can use that in our Service Fabric cluster to do an upgrade. Now when I go to the build, I queue it. Here it will run on the hosted agent. We're running now the build, building the solution, copying the artifacts to the output, and now you see that I have a build that can be deployed to my Service Fabric cluster. Now when I go to the Releases tab, we created a release definition, and this is the continuous delivery for the Service Fabric. We go to Edit, you can then see that we just created one environment, and we added here the task Deploy Service Fabric Application. Here we can specify the application package that's created during the build, which is in our drop location, the connection to the cluster, which we manage with the management environment of VSTS for their accounts, and the publishing profile, which is the cloud profile that we just used. Now, if I go to the Service Fabric cluster, you can see that one of the applications is not that stable. That's our not so stable service that we want to deploy, which we also use to demonstrate OMS features. And here you see that the package that we deployed is now version .3, and we're now going to look at the releases because we triggered a release already by queuing a build. We have a full CI/CD automation pipeline in place, and here the build, here the release, you can see where it's at. So you can now see that it's deploying to the Service Fabric application. We can see exclamation mark and upgrade in progress, and we see that it's now trying to upgrade to version .4. So .3 is now moving to the .4 version. And you see that the update is now on the update domain 1, or update domain 0, sorry. And here you see the cluster map where we have the different upgrade domains that we specified, 0, 1, and 2. So we'll try to update per node, per update domain, so that we have zero downtime during our deployments. So we will a little bit fast forward this deployment now, because otherwise we would be waiting for a couple of minutes. But what will happen in the cluster, it will search and look for moments that the cluster is stable. Then it will try to update the nodes, and you see they will go to green the moment the deployment succeeded to that particular update domain. So now if we look, we see that the application version is now .4, so that means that the update was successful, and it does so without any downtime in the cluster for us. You can see that our release pipeline shows that it was successful. And this way we can fully automate deployments to a Service Fabric cluster without having any downtime.